Hi, my name is Sean Ennis with Ennis Management. Thank you for joining me once again on the Creative Collective. And today I'm joined by a very special guest, rapper, writer, beat maker, and performer from Topeka, Kansas, Prince Mo.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. So, you're from Topeka, Kansas. That's the capital, right?
Yeah. Capital Kansas, man. Top city.
And for people who haven't been to Topeka, what can they expect if they visit?
I would say as far as musically, I would say a lot of Midwest rap. I feel like Midwest rap is really slept on. From coast to coast, people don't really know too many. I guess Midwest rappers, they don't know how the Midwest scene works or whatever. But I think you can expect a lot of fast rap. A lot of lyrical rap. It's a good mix of a lot of different type of music here. So, and that's one thing people are always surprised about when they come to Topeka. They're surprised that there's a lot of musical talent because you don't really hear about people coming from Topeka, and blowing up in the music industry.
And who were some of the artists that you were influenced by growing up?
Oh man, it's a lot of people. I would say like Chameleonaire and the Game, Ludacris, people like that. Wiz Khalifa, Currency, a lot of different people, man. But yeah, those are more like my main ones. Juicy J. As far as producers, like Tricky Stewart, Mac Miller, a lot of different people, man, that inspired a lot of the music that I make today.
And how did you come up with your name Prince Mo?
Well, Mo was already my nickname. When I was born, my mother, rest in peace to my mother Carolyn, she gave me the nickname Mo Money. So, she was a fan of the movie Mo Money, More Problems, and so she named me Mo Money. Because at the time, she wasn't doing very well financially, so she was always saying, "Man, we need some more money." So she started calling me Mo Money. And so I just took the Mo out of it and added Prince in front of it, because at the end of the day, we are royalty.
And did you grow up in Topeka?
Yeah, I've been here all my life. I was born in East St. Louis, Illinois, but I was raised here in Topeka.
And growing up in your area, what were some of the things that you experienced growing up?
Say that again for me. You cut it out for a second.
What were some of the things that you experienced growing up?
Um, I would say, as far as my music, man, it was always hard to get just about anything done musically, as far as studio time, shows, anything like that, man. Because it wasn't a big music following here, or it's not like a bunch of places to perform, and it's not like a lot of big studios here. Everyone got their own like little home studios. And back then when I was younger, one thing you always wanted to do, you seen a big studio as a better quality, I guess. So back then, that's what I was looking for. I didn't realize growing up that even some of the better music, wasn't recorded in huge studios and stuff like that. It's all in how you edit your work and everything, and your work ethic, what you're willing to learn, and what you can put into your own your own studios and all that. That's all something I always did myself. Try to use my own equipment and everything, or if I had a friend equipment that I was using, I'd help them get stuff or something, or pay them for time, anything like that. So that's just some of the stuff that we still have to deal with today. Because we're not the biggest musical city, I guess, or state at that.
And can you remember one of your earliest memories involving music?
Um, One of my earliest, I would have to say, Probably when I was about 10 or 11, man, I used to just, my brother, he's an R&B singer. So, and he used to make beats as well. He had a Phantom keyboard, like a touchscreen keyboard when I was younger. And I used to just watch him play the keyboard and everything. And I'd copy his, the way he, moved his fingers and everything. And I tried myself, when I get to a piano and stuff. And then when he'd leave the house, I try to sneak on his keyboard and make beats and stuff, So I started making beats, at like 11. You know what I'm saying? Just pretty much just trying to make music any way I could. That's when I started figuring out I had a love for it, because for some reason I just couldn't stay away from, wanting to do music or write music or something. I loved writing poetry and different type of stuff like that in middle school, but I never knew that was gonna lead to like wanting to rap or or to write songs or anything like that. It just came naturally to me.
And you mentioned your brother. Is that your older brother?
He's not the oldest one. He's the one next to me, but he does R&B music. My oldest brother, he's an artist manager. He's managed a few artists here in Topeka and a couple around the regional area.
So it sounds like you come from a very musical family.
Yeah, most definitely.
And how has it helped you having brothers that are also in the music industry?
Say that again for me?
How has it helped you also having brothers that are in the music industry?
Man, it helped me a lot. Like I said, when I just from watching my brother do, make beats on his keyboard and stuff, I would have never started making beats if I never probably would have seen him doing it and, figured out how to play different keys and everything and, and then start messing with it myself, when I was alone, just figuring out how to do different things and how a song is supposed to be structured and everything, or how to structure it different ways, yourself, that isn't the norm, I guess.
And so, what made you want to become an artist?
I guess I was just good at it. Once I started messing with it, and once I did start making beats and writing music, and I started off recording my voice recordings on a karaoke machine. So I would record myself on tapes, seeing how I sound. I freestyle over different beats and stuff on tape and see how I sound. So stuff like that just led me to man, maybe I should take this serious and see where it can go and what I'm able to accomplish.
And how old were you when you first started making beats?
I'd be 11 or 12, something like that. That's when I first started really actually making beats. At first I was just messing around with it, but about 12 years old, and I actually started really learning how to structure the beats, and then I had like friends that would want to try to buy them from me. I would just give them away for free because I didn't feel like they were really all that great. But if somebody else liked them, or could do something to them, I was like, you could have it.
And when you started making beats, what were you using to make your beats?
At first, I was using my brother's keyboard equipment, whatever he would have at the time. At the time. So back then, he had a Phantom keyboard, the touchscreen, and after that, I started. That's when I figured out FL Studio and everything. And I had a homeboy that I met my freshman year of high school. He was pretty good with using that, so he helped me to learn that program a little bit more. And I think on the Mac too, there was a program. I think it was GarageBand. I started doing stuff on there a little bit too during high school. Just because we always had to do projects in it and everything, and it wasn't the best program for making beats, but it was something that I could do while I was still working on my different work for school and everything, video projects or whatever that we were doing at the time, on the side. I tried to finish my projects as fast as I could, and then pretty much so I have time to mess around, make beats and do stuff for myself, for my music career, when I had time.
So how has it helped you as an artist also being a producer?
Pretty much being able to see the differences in the two, and then being able to help, meet in the middle, with both worlds, because there's some things that a producer doesn't understand about, a recording artist, or a writer, what they have to do, but the recording artist or a writer doesn't have an idea of what a producer has to go through. So I'm pretty good at bringing those two worlds together.
And your production, do you produce for different music genres?
I try to. I always try to venture out of my comfort zone, because of course hip hop is definitely something that I want to. I feel like that's where I started, so that's where I want to continue to grow at. Because you can never stop learning. No matter how good you get at rap and hip hop and everything, but still venturing into those other genres can help. Even with the hip hop music, sometimes it helps you figure out other sounds and different ways to structure a beat. However you want to look at it. It's always a positive to it. Like there's never nothing wrong with learning more and being able to learn different things or venturing into other genres.
And how would you describe your music sound?
I would say unorthodox. If you listen to even my Mind of Gold project, if you listen to that, you're gonna listen to it and be like, man, he doesn't have like a sound, an actual sound. It's very diverse. I got all type of different music on there. There are different sounds. There's a couple sounds that got like a more West Coast kind of gangster rap feel, and then some of them have more of an R&B feel, or it's just all different type of stuff, man. More of a conscious rap kind of feel. It's so many different sounds that I'm able to appeal to different people's tastes.
And so, what was the thought process, or how did you come up with the title for your mixtape, Mind of Gold?
Pretty much, I wanted to start a brand. So the name of the brand that I came up with was Golden Minds. Pretty much is about, just like I talked to you before about always learning. You know what I'm saying? So I called it Mind of Gold. I feel like you can never learn enough. You always should be educating yourself. No matter how old you are, no matter how many degrees you have, no matter how much experience you feel like you have, you can never learn enough. There's always room to learn more, and that's in anything you do. So I started the Golden Minds, and so I thought it was only right for me to name my first mixtape project. Since I've changed my stage name to Prince Mo, I thought it was only right to call it Mind of Gold.
And did you do all the production on this project?
No, I didn't. It's a mix of like just YouTube beats. My boy Twan here in Topeka, he's a producer and a rapper. My dude Alpha Beta, I think there's some production on there. Architect, shout out to Architect. A lot of good people that I mess with around town. Had a lot to do with the project as well.
So, what are some of the songs on this project?
One of them is I got Cards featuring Lucky, or some people know him by Lucky X out of Chicago. I have Benoit featuring my boy Twan, Speed Demon. Twan's on that one too. Then I have What Do You Stand For, which is a single I'm pushing. I put it as the last track on the mixtape, and that one's probably the most special one to me, just because the meaning of it, just means so much to me, and for helping my people and my community, and what I feel like we should be focused on at the moment.
And so let's talk about your single, What Do You Stand For? Who did the production for that track?
That was actually produced by my boy Michael Moore out of KC. Shout out Mike. Yeah, he did that one for me when I was living in Kansas City, actually, for a few months there. Me and him were in the studio pretty heavy, working on some good music, and that was one of the ones we came up with. And I feel like I think he might have moved away or something. So So I feel like if we would have been able to work a lot longer and everything, we would have had way more songs like that. I probably would have put out a project and everything. But I'm sure we'll link up again and be able to bring some more songs like that to the table.
And describe the production for that song.
I would say, well, for one, as far as production, I'm pretty good with what I do. But Michael is a genius, man. Like he plays the piano very well, so he's able to do different things that I'm just not able to do. And he was a Full Sail student as well. I went to Full Sail as well. Neither one of us graduated, but he already had probably a lot more knowledge than I had going into it. So that probably helped him a lot too. But as far as the production on the song, it's just a good mix of 808s and nice piano keys and everything, man. It's an all around good song. And as far as the mixing the vocals with it and everything, he did a wonderful job, man. I'm actually very proud of that song.
And what are some of the things that you speak about on the song? What do you stand for?
Pretty much, man. It's just about, like, no matter what you do and how successful you are at it, you gotta be able to stand for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like one thing that we always talked about, while we were recording or just sitting in the studio making beats or something, was there's people that have had a little bit of success, from where we're from, and but what do they stand for? It's like, well, you got to be able to stand for something. And that's not to say that they don't stand for anything, but it's to make sure that they always do, that we all always do. Because at the end of the day, we represent we represent the whole Midwest, not just our city, not just our state. We got to hold it down for this region.
And what made you choose the features that you chose for this project?
I would say it was just mostly people that I'm, good friends with. As far as the Lucky collaboration, he's an artist that I've been listening to for a few years now. So there was a short period of time where I stopped making music to get more into the business side. So I was just going to school and learning and everything, and I spoke to him then. And that's when I did the song, and I started making music again after that song. And, little do you know, like, that song's probably a couple years old. I just dropped the project in January. So I threw that on there, just because it was too good of a song to just, for me to just say, man, that's too old to throw it away.
And you mentioned that you participated in Full Sail. Can you talk about your experience?
Well, I did the online courses, and I learned a lot from Full Sail, man. Like it was more to learn than I expected, I guess. I learned more about like public speaking, and I had a creative writing class that I loved, and I feel like I did pretty good with that one too. I've always been somewhat of a good writer, in my opinion. And that's something I've always, been good at. So it was things that I could learn more in those classes, and there was things that I already knew that I was able to, advance in.
Can you describe your first time on stage performing?
Man, I would say my first time was it was an open mic at a small teen club in downtown Topeka, and there was only probably like 5 or 6 people there, and that's where I met my boy Braille. Shout out to Braille Watson. Me and a guy that I used to make music with, Jay Millie. We went up there to, kind of get our feet wet with performing. We hadn't did too many performances or anything back then. We were like 14, 15. And, we went and did that. And that was my first time really being on stage. Now, as far as in, like, actual performance with a decent crowd and everything. It was a contest probably about a year after that at Gage Park, and I got into a contest there, and that was really my first actual performance, where I had performed in front of people, and it was a contest, so I really had to show out or whatever. So we ended up taking second place in that one.
And
I was super nervous, and it was something I just wasn't used to at the time, and I was a super quiet kid, so I just it was like it had my heart beating super fast, but after a while, man, I just started getting used to it. The more shows I did, the more used to it I got.
And so now that you're more experienced in terms of performing, now what's the feeling like when you're on stage in front of an audience?
Man, easy. And I haven't been in front of huge crowds or anything, so I don't know how it would be, once I get to a certain level. That might change. But as far as now, man, it's easy. It's not even something I worry about. I can go to different cities and I'm fine. I feel like I'm comfortable, still. And I feel like that's because of the work that I put in. I know my work ethic. And I feel like as far as I'm confident about my lyrics, I'm confident about my quality, and I'm always down to, mingle with other artists and producers, DJs, and meeting different people, and, working with them, around my area, definitely. So that pretty much, that helped me a lot. Being able to go to these different shows and meet different people.
What song that you've released has gotten the most positive response?
Most positive response. I did a video before I changed my stage name. It was under the stage name Gimme the Rapper, and I did a video called Drink a Lot, Smoke a Lot, and it was pretty much just about people, I guess prejudging, saying, they could be telling you oh, you're an alcoholic or you're a pothead or something like that, just because they see you having a drink or see you smoking one time. So I decided to make a song about it, and I got my boy Flight on that song as a feature on that one as well. And we shot that in the basement of my boy DJ Youngtree's house. And they have a show there called the Morning Madness Show, and I've always loved the setup there. They have a pool table, and then he's got his DJ equipment and posters all over the wall with different rap legends and a little bar area. And I was like, man, this is just perfect for the title, Drink a Lot, Smoke a Lot. So, I just thought it was just a perfect setup, and I couldn't have done it better, for that song.
If you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be and why?
Any artist. I'll probably have to go with, I would say either Big Crit or Currency. One of those two. And I would say Currency, man, because just listening to his music, I can just tell if me and him ever got in the studio, we would just make stuff back to back, man. I feel like the way he makes music is somewhat similar to how I like to make some of my favorite songs, because like I said, I'm so diverse. I don't have just that one consistent style or whatever. So but with the style that he uses, I feel like I'm able to go to that place very easily because it just comes naturally to me. So I feel like we would be able to make a lot of good music if I ever was able to link up with Currency.
How would you best describe your music?
I would say inspiring. I like to talk about uplifting people and making sure that your business is always right, no matter what you're doing. If it's in music or if you start your own a different type of business, you selling clothes, whatever you do, making sure your business is right. So I feel like just helping people go beyond is what my music's all about. Just being a better you at the end of the day.
Could you describe your music making process?
Um, my process of making songs. Of course, a beat probably comes first sometimes, and sometimes it's not always that way. Sometimes I just, can be bored some nights or something and just be already writing music, and then, I find a beat to it, or I'll take it to, one of the producers that I work with and be like, man, I got this song that I wrote, and I want to rap it for you, and have them try to custom make a beat, on the spot. But most of the time I've already got a beat, or I'll make a beat and write at the same time or something. But when I usually work with like Twan and Alpha Beta, we usually already have beats ready, or sometimes with Alpha he'll make a beat, and then I'll while he's making the beat I'll be jotting stuff down on my phone while he's doing that, and if he decides to like change a sound or something in it, or or make a chorus in a certain spot, then I'm gonna have to change some things, something like that. And sometimes it's not always the same structure. Some songs I like to just for it to be all bars, and then with no hook. Yeah, or sometimes it can have two hooks and 3 verses, or 1 hook and 2 verses, something like that. It's always different. It's always just a feel for me. I don't like getting too much into like, oh, I need to structure this way, because I just feel like that's not natural. It should always come from the heart, whatever you do. And some songs just have a different feel how you should do it to me.
What has been your most fun song to perform, and why?
Most fun song. There's a lot of them I love to perform. Let me see. I would say Benoit. I got a song called Chris Benoit. It's one of my more hype songs, you know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of energy, and I love to get the crowd involved with the performances, and and with the lyrics, and I feel like there's a lot of lyricism in that song as well. So that's probably one of my most favorite songs to perform. I perform that no matter what. Like, I like to switch up my playlist sometimes, but I always keep that song in there, man, because I love it so much, and I love to perform it, and I always get good reactions when that song comes on.
How has your music evolved?
I think I would say the business side has evolved more than the music itself. So with me being able to do better business has helped the music too, for the simple fact, that's what I'm talking about in my music sometimes, is, getting your business right. So that helps me musically as well. And if you really do want to be successful at making music, you have to be able to grow. You gotta be able to grow your talent. If you're making beats, you gotta make better beats every time you make a beat. You gotta have better verses every time you write a verse. Better hooks, better melodies, different melodies. Maybe not better, but different. So just yeah, man, everything has to be better. It got to be more creative than the last.
What has been one of your biggest challenges that you faced in your music career, and how have you been able to overcome that challenge?
Biggest challenges, I would probably say it would probably just be finding different ways to make money in the music business. From my home, from Topeka. So, like, I guess getting different paid shows. Like, I did my first paid show at Starlight Skating Rink in South Topeka, and that was the first show I was able to set up myself, and be able to have it the way I wanted to, have where I wanted to perform. Like, shout out to Starlight for that, because for them to let a 15-year-old kid, or 16, however old I was at the time, have that much power to try to set that up themselves. That was big for me, and that I was able to prove to myself that I was ready, to do things like that, because I definitely wasn't sure at the time, because I hadn't done anything like it yet.
What advice do you have for up and coming or musicians that are just starting their music career?
Man, just stay focused for one. That's number one, man. You gotta stay focused. If you even get sidetracked for a second, it pushes back everything you've been working on. So pretty much staying focused is like the main thing, and that's where I'm glad, that I kind of linked up with you, because I do so many things at once, and then so many things outside of music. Like, it's hard to try to stay on track and try to, do things every day that you should be doing. Things that you're supposed to be doing every day, but sometimes you're not able to, or you working a day job, and like even a few months ago I was working 2 jobs, so it was hard to even find time to get into anything involving music or be able to try to book shows and all that.
Can you share your social media links?
Yeah, you can find me at facebook.com/PrinceMo785, YouTube.com/PrinceMo785, SoundCloud PrinceMo785. You can look me up on all the different music platforms, as far as like Tidal, Pandora, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer. All those for my single, What Do You Stand For?
Is there anyone you'd like to acknowledge for offering financial or emotional support?
Yeah. One person I definitely want to make sure I give a shout out would be my boy Twan. I've been working with him since I've started doing music again, and that dude's work ethic is so crazy. It just made me want to step my game up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of what he was doing, for, like stuff I used to be doing when I was younger, except his work ethic was just way stronger than mine. And that's one thing, and I'm glad that I met him, because it made me realize, like, man, if I would have never let my hustle slip, you know what I'm saying, that who could imagine where I would be today. I want to thank my DJs too, man. DJ Sick and Alpha Beta, because they always help me get different shows around Topeka and around the state. So those guys help me a lot, and musically, like being in the studio with Alpha, that dude, he's always he's super creative. He's helped me on the Mind to Gold project. I've brought on some of his work. Like, his work ethic's amazing too. So he's helped me a lot in the last year. And with his, he's had unorthodox frequencies, which is pretty much different shows that he does or parties. And I've been doing those, whenever he does them sometimes, and those events bring a lot of people together. So I'm glad that he's helped me be a part of that, and helped me to be more recognized and being seen more. Been helping me meet different people and different artists. So thank you to those guys.
And do you have any shows coming up?
Man, too many. I got Jayhawk Theater on 420 for unorthodox frequencies 7. Then I've got Shawnee, Kansas at the Roxy, May 16th. I've got the Booby Trap May 28th with Beast Mode and Vandal and some other people. And I got another one with my boy Swim in June. I've got to get the official date for that one.
And as we wrap up, what is the best way for fans, producers, and other artists to get in contact with you?
The best way I would say is either through Facebook Messenger, or under Mo Dawson, or or Instagram under at PrinceMo785.
All right, and as we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to share?
Hey, I just want to say, be on the lookout for new music, upcoming shows. Like I said, Jayhawk Theater, April 20th, with Alpha Beta for Unorthodox. Be on the lookout for the Roxy show. If you want to buy tickets, you can find the tickets at myafton.com/PrinceMo. You can buy tickets there. Just stay up to date. With what's going on with what I'm doing as far as shows and new music.
All right, once again, I'd like to give a very big thank you to my guest today, Prince Mo. As always, write your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. And for all of your promotion, marketing, and music career consulting needs, email ennisproductions@gmail.com.